of the blue of the western sky comes
Runway DFW.
Live from Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport in Texas, this is Runway DFW, in color. Now, here is your host, Walt Zwerko.
And a very pleasant good Monday. Nah, it's Tuesday morning here at Runway DFW. It is Tuesday, January 10th, 2023. And welcome to our little broadcast here for the next 3 hours. Hopefully, we will be bringing you all the action from one of the world's busiest airports on this very seasonably mild Monday. It's 52 degrees Fahrenheit here at DFW Founders Plaza, from which our show emanates. And so let's get at it. And of course, as soon as we get at it, nothing is happening. But that's the way of the world, right? There you see one of 3 MD-11 Trijets of the UPS brand, and we should be seeing at least a couple of those going out this morning. They've come in from Louisville, the UPS Worldport, and so we look forward to bringing that to you. We did miss a 747 taking off shortly before we went on the air. That's the breaks. I don't know if we'll see another one this morning, but hang out there with us. We've got a nice community of folks waiting for you to say hello to. If you are a subscriber to Runway DFW, you can join in on the fun. After 10 minutes, I think, is our limit. So, yeah, we're going to have some fun today. So hang out with us here at Runway DFW for this Tuesday, January 10th. And of course, you are looking at the East Tower of DFW. We're on the west side. That's the East Tower over there, with that purplish building there on to the right center of the screen. That is the tallest building in Dallas, the Bank of America Tower, which lights up in various colors at different times, depending on what's going on. Let us say good morning to Heather B., who says hello. Gotta love Runway DFW. Thank you, Heather B. Literal Game says good morning, Walt, as does M.R. Rice. Good morning, Walt and Heather B. Wisconsin Dave, good morning, Walt and followers. TriStar Darren is here. Good morning, Walt, with some kind of a thing there. Hey, everyone. TriStar Darren says, MD Heaven. Yes, it is. And we're very lucky to be able to see these planes. Heather B says it's Tuesday night, 11:03 p.m. here in Melbourne, Australia. And I was just watching a Melbourne stream yesterday, was it? I think. Yeah. And I think that was the first time I'd ever seen that one. So I felt very good about finding that. There's always new to me streams going on. So we're going to take a look at our first departure of the morning. It's American Flight 688. This is an Airbus A321. It's headed out to Los Angeles, which the last time I checked is the numero uno destination from Dallas-Fort Worth. Lots of ways to get there. You can get to LAX pretty much any hour of the day from here. And we are in South Flow today, which means that the planes are taking off here at on runway 18 left, as this one will be doing shortly. And the arrivals are coming in on 18 right, typically. Doesn't always turn out that way, but we're here to document any discrepancies or changes. We are still more than an hour away from sunrise here at the big airport. Got a Delta A320 approaching the takeoff mark. Well, it's kind of on its way. It's flight 563. It's an Airbus A320 on its way to Los Angeles. Well, there you go. Another Los Angeles bound flight on its way. Let's see, what can we show you here? I'm training our camera over to another one of the MD-11s here. There you see the cargo bay door wide open. But I don't see any activity at the moment. But we have another one. Let me see if there's any activity over at that plane. I see somebody over there. People scrambling up ladders and headed up scaffolding. We say good morning to our friend Mary Extraordinaire. Hello, Mary. Happy to have you here. Ern Harvick says, it's morning, not good until coffee is in my system. Yeah, I won't be getting any coffee until our broadcast concludes. Mike G says, morning, Walton, everyone. Looking forward to a great show. And Douglas Serrano is here. Good morning, Walton, everyone. When is the next After Dark stream? I haven't decided that yet. We've got some really nice weather this week. Very unseasonably mild DFW weather. And so it may be, I don't think I can do it tonight. I don't think I can switch my, I don't think I stretch myself that much today. But perhaps tomorrow we can try another after dark. And after dark is when we typically come on the air around 10 o'clock Central Time and hang out and watch the cargo planes come in. And it's been a lot of fun now that we've got our camera capable of nighttime viewing, and that's what you're looking at here. It's a Sony Alpha 7S2 camera. We can peer into the night. So is that Delta flight we were telling you about that's headed off to LAX. And there it goes.
Good morning, Delta 563.
Now, I'm scanning the sky to see if we've got anything coming in or going out, and looks like, at least for the immediate time frame, that is a negatory. So we just get to hang out for a while, I guess. Let's get back to our cargo loading over here, see if we can see anything that's going on. That is one nice thing about having this position here at DFW Founders Plaza, which is adjacent to the UPS facility. We get a nice close-up look at what's going on there. Unfortunately, we're not that close to the terminals here. The nearest terminal is probably about 3/4 of a mile away from where we are. But this is just a few hundred feet, what we're looking at here. But I think I may have pointed at the wrong plane here. I think this is the one where the action is, right there. So again, that's an MD-11. And there goes some cargo. They're unloading this one. This plane came in again while we were preparing for the broadcast. We're once again having issues with our connection here, and so I've got to make some calls about that, but that's not your problem. Heather B says Melbourne tonight is currently 20 degrees Celsius, which I believe is warm in the Celsius world. And it will be hot tomorrow, which is about an hour away. Always good to hear what it's like in other places around the world. You know, Melbourne, of course, where it's summertime now. ERB says, good morning, Walton, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday to you, ERB. And we are happy to have Tariq D74 here joining our broadcast. Douglas Serrano, always on the lookout, says Polar Air Cargo has been has been spotted on the radar. So we'll be on the lookout for that. And Ralph Reif, top of the morning to you, Walt. Same back at you, Ralph. Happy to have you all here on Runway DFW. Well, while we're waiting for things to happen, I guess let's go over the overview of the airport, because there's always people who are new to the broadcast and may not be familiar with DFW Airport. So there is the overview, the Google Earth satellite map view, and there, that blue dot, which is pointing to, has a little tail. It points to where we are on the northwest side of the big airport here at DFW. And those are the runway and terminal designations here. We are overlooking runways 18 right and 18 left. 18 right is typically where the planes land. 18 left, typically where the planes take off, but not always. And of course, that all depends on the flow of the wind. Now today the wind is coming from the southwest, I think. Not too terribly blowing terribly too hard. But you see there on the left side of the screen there's a 13 right runway, kind of a crosswind runway. We can't see that from here, and nor can we see the other runways, 17 right, 17 center, 13 left, and 17 left, because they're over on the east side of the airport, and the terminals A, B, C, D, and E get in the way of us getting a picture of those. So it's a big airport. But today we are fortunate because we are in what they call south flow. So the airplanes are landing from the north right in front of us, and they're taking off right in front of us, as we've seen so far. So that is good for us. We like to be here when south flow is in operation because it just gives us more to look at. So that's the overview of DFW International Airport here in North Texas. More cargo containers being disgorged from this MD-11, which has come in from Louisville just a few minutes ago, a little while ago. And unfortunately, we don't have any UPS 747s that appear to be on the docket for this morning. We did see one last time we were here. The next flight activity it looks like we're going to be seeing is American Eagle Flight 4140. It'll be an Embraer 175 as I put up my hood. And it's coming in from Lexington, Kentucky. So we're going to switch back to our camera 1. Going to get set up for this incoming flight. In the meantime, you can get a look at DFW Founders Plaza here. And it's open 24 hours a day. It hasn't always been open 24 hours a day, but it has been for the last year or so, at least, since I've been coming out here. And so it's just a nice place to kind of hang out and park and watch planes. When it's daytime, people will bring their kids, bring a blanket, stretch out, and watch the aircraft come and go. So it's kind of refocusing the camera so we can get the this Embraer 175 in all of its glory. Kurt Pope is greeting us with a message from his hotel in Osaka. Wow. We are global here at Runway DFW. So welcome, Kurt. Let's see how much of this plane we can get. We gotta kind of stretch out here to see if we can. There it is, coming through the trees.
Alright, crossline left into the ramp on forward at 4140.
And there's that curtain of antennae in the background. That's 24 miles away from where we are, all those flashing red lights. Cedar Hill, Texas. And here is Gerard, one of our great members of the DFW, Runway DFW Moderation Federation. Hello, Gerard. Gerard's a busy guy. He's, you see him all over the place on on broadcasts like this, and he's kind enough to devote some of his time to this broadcast as well. So thank you, Gerard. And thank you to all of our great members of the Runway DFW Moderation Federation. There they are. You'll see their names. They will greet you. You will be kind to them because they are very special people. So let's see, Kurt is saying, to be fair, I live in Oklahoma just on vacation, and Japanese nighttime TV is not great, and neither is my Japanese. Well, I am limited in being unable to speak Japanese, Kurt. Wish I could, but so you'll have to put up with my Brooklyn English. Clache, 1969, or Chachi, 1969. Hello to you. And here's Luke Molds checking in from New Zealand. Good morning, Walt. Good morning, Aviation family, watching live from Kinloch, Tapuo, New Zealand at 1:20 a.m. Wednesday morning. Luke, you're up late or up really early? But we're glad to have you here amongst us. I think we have some activity here Oh, it's Alaska Airlines. I haven't had a chance to look at my flight radar. I suspect this is going to Seattle, but we'll find out in a minute. So that was indeed Alaska Airlines Flight 365, a 737-900, on its way indeed to Coffee Town in Seattle. And I don't think anybody else calls it Coffee Town, but... Well, we've got another exciting Embraer 175 arrival for you. This one's coming from the city of Jackson, Mississippi. It's American Eagle Flight 4080, and that's what we're going to be seeing next here on the big show. Well, is it a big show? I don't know. It's a show. Another one of our great moderators, Bill Platt, with a $10 super chat, who says, I've missed a lot of streams, but thankful for being here for this one. Love all the subscribers and my fellow mods. Thank you, Bill. That's very kind of you. And now we await with great anticipation the arrival of this Embraer 175. I promise you we'll have some larger planes coming in as the morning progresses. And we should get to see some of these MDs take off back for Louisville.
Left off to the west, Boy 4080.
Gerard is very good with the public service announcements. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for being with us today. To spend your valuable free time, please enjoy every minute, and don't forget to hit that famous like button to make Mr. Walt very happy. Well, I'd be very happy about that. I'm just happy that you're here. And again, if you do want to join in on the conversation, you do have to be a subscriber, so there is that limitation. But it's not a very steep hill to climb. Just hit the subscribe button. And unlike your HBOs or your Hulus or YouTube TVs, there's no money that changes hands when you hit the subscribe button. You just get to take part in our little community here, so thank you. And we have MJ Scanlon Photography. Greetings and good morning from Memphis. MJ Scanlon, of course, favored us with the news last year that one of his photographic images was selected for a U.S. postal stamp on a series on the Mississippi River. So I have another check-in from the USA. Donald Connor, good morning from Western North Carolina. That black band at the bottom of the screen, we're kind of looking over a ridge here to see the activity on the unloading of this tri-jet. But I'm glad these ground crews have some nice weather to work with here. In fact, it's almost going to be hot today. It's going to be, I think, in the 70s later in the day, in Fahrenheit terms. So it's going to be a warm one. We have another greeting from Stephanie Hutchison. Good morning, good early morning from Charlotte, North Carolina, friends. Hope your week is going well. Mine is fine. I can't tell you why it seems a little chilly here. It's 52 degrees, which is perfectly pleasant for a January pre-sunrise morning, but I feel chilled somehow. I don't know why. Maybe the wind. Bill Platt says, I wish the stream would grow more. It seems to have stayed the same views for months despite subscriber growth. Walt deserves better. Well, you know, there's a lot of factors that go into it, and I am not... I don't do a lot of self-promotion. Perhaps I should try some more of that on the social medias, but I don't really do a lot of that. And I know that can have an impact on how people connect to you. So we're just kind of growing organically and by word of mouth, and people seem to say nice things about us, and so hopefully we will continue growing in the new year. But thank you for those kind words, Bill. Here comes American Flight 967 from Austin, Texas, the capital of the state. It's a little Airbus A319, and that's our next arrival on Runway DFW. I do have to say I'm very grateful for all of your support,
967 to hold short
for support from our aviation friends like Kevin at Airline Videos Live. He's been a big help to us. Ooh, look at this. The American Airlines TWA Heritage livery. We see that now and again. That was nice to see. Merry like that. And we say good morning to Flight Sim Explorations from Michigan. Another greeting goes out to Kyle Jordan. Kyle Jordan Weather. Hello, everyone. And we are joined at this time by East Texas Aviation. Good morning, guys. Okay, so we've got what is a rare sight as far as passenger planes go here at DFW Airport. It's 757. But this is going to be a cargo flight operated by UPS. It's UPS flight 9749 coming in from Little Rock, Arkansas. And that will be our next arrival here on Runway DFW. So you're not seeing it yet. Let's see how far around I can crank this camera. So that's that kind of glowing orb behind the trees is the 757 coming in. So again, while Delta and United do fly passenger 757s in the USA, neither of those airlines regularly dispatches those aircraft here to DFW, even though both Delta and United do fly to DFW. So occasionally we'll see a charter plane or a diverted aircraft of a 757 passenger plane come in here, but as far as regular views, this is one of the few that we get to see. I would like to acknowledge a very generous $20 super chat from Heather B. Walt and the Blue Crew are the best. I didn't say that, she did, but Thank you, Heather B. Douglas Serrano says a Polar Air Cargo is on approach. Do I see it here? Did I miss it? Oh, I do see it. Coming in from Cincinnati, Polar Air Cargo Flight 502. That'll be a 767. That's still a couple of planes. I think we've got one coming in ahead of it, which will be American Flight 2266 from San Antonio, Texas, an Airbus A321. And often this Cincinnati flight from Polar Air Cargo most often comes in on the east side, and we may get to see it taxiing, or may get to see it at a long range. But and I did want to point out that this is not a new plane, this 757 that's coming in here.
1988.
Yeah, that's a plane that dates back to the 1980s. But still flying around. And I can now smell the jet fuel. And it's just going to kind of mosey on in there to its parking space. Ryan Buntrock says, good morning from right next door in Las Colinas. Las Colinas being a suburb here of Dallas here, and quite adjacent to where we are. And now we're going to await the arrival of the Polar Air Cargo 767 from the city of Cincinnati. Ryan says, early start today, Walt. Good morning. Hope you brought coffee. No, I can't have coffee while I'm out here for several hours. Just wouldn't work for my system, I guess you would say. But I will have some immediately after this broadcast as I begin work on my regular job. So where'd it go? There it is. Kind of lost track of it there. It's another 20th century aircraft, Singers.
1996.
Ready in a truck.
A 26-year-old bird conveying cargo from the Queen City. Now it will not come to the UPS area here. There's another cargo facility south of the American Airlines hangars. Oh, there's one of our Martin Air flights. We see so many of these. Where'd it go? Disappeared. I didn't see where it went. Well, we'll probably see a few more of those. What's going on over here? Got an engine check going on, or? Well, we do have an MD-11 lighting up the radar now off to Louisville. Is it this one? It looks like there's a crew in the cockpit. Not quite ready to take off yet.
Cross 20 right, hold short of 1 left, line taxi 55.
But according to the N number, that is not the aircraft that's about to take off, but I'm about to show you the one that is. There it is.
Please takeoff 130
1996.
So another golden oldie for you from Runway DFW. This here tri-jet being pushed back. Get a pretty good shot of the cockpit crew making the final adjustments. So it ducks behind a wall.
Departure, have a great morning, Mark 665.
TriStar Darren, number 3, Engine Heaven. Crank the sound up a little bit for you guys. Carl Shield 1, good afternoon from Dublin Airport. Hey there, Carl. And MJ Scanlon Photography chimes in with the information that this is formerly a Japan Airlines, or originally flew for Japan Airlines. John Lipman says, good morning, Walt. I'm watching as I ride a commuter train into Salt Lake City. Also, nice touch with the singers. Well, John, I lived in Salt Lake City for a year and worked in Salt Lake City for a year way back in like about 1980. I worked for Channel 2 there, KUTV. I lived in a little rental house on K Street in Salt Lake. Beautiful view of the valley. And when I was there, there weren't any commuter trains, as I recall. We say good morning to Luke Jensen, who's greeting us from Farmers Branch, a nearby suburb here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And John Kelly Grant is here from San Jose, California, where it's very early. 4:52 in the morning out there. So I hope we don't overmodulate here as this big tri-jet passes by. Bill Platt says, I always found it amazing that little sliver of steel supports all that weight and power of the third engine and tail. Yeah, it doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. Or, I don't know about sense, but as far as engineering goes, it is a lot to carry. Cookie Monster 65 says hello from Brisbane in Australia, down under. Now this plane has to come to a stop while we have an arrival on 18 right.
Cross to 18 right, Richard Foxtrot, 18 left, land away, careful, 73. Who is that for? Copy that, One 8 right, only short, 1 8 left, traffic says 6 to 60. 1 Yankee, cross 1 8 right, hold short 1 8 left, local max 72. Cross 1 8 left, 65 on the bridge, local 972.
There you see the size differential between an MD-11 and a Super Cargo Master. It must be very intimidating looking if you're in the cockpit of the single-engine propeller plane.
Cross 20 right, go short 1 left, over 934.
And we're just kind of hanging out until this jet gets its marching orders from the tower.
Right now, it's spare, clear for takeoff, 18 left, UPS 2783 heavy.
I think that's the clearance right there. Didn't need much runway at all, did it?
Car 20 left, 0.65 of bridge, 934. Runway 18 right, runway 18 left, 0.65 top of bridge, mark 658.
Unusual shot there.
Whiskey Lima Cross, down American 2862.
Making the left bank for Louisville.
Sir, is that for UPS 2783? To departure, UPS 2783, have a good day.
East Texas Aviation with the word wow. Allison Bowers says the climb rate of that MD-11 is something else. And it is a rocket launch. And we got a double takeoff.
Left, good for takeoff, and we'll fly on the next one.
Let's see what's coming in next here. From Houston. It's an American Eagle aircraft. Well, it's a Mesa Airlines aircraft operating on behalf of American Eagle. And I guess that relationship is ending, as I recall reading recently. Mesa Airlines will at some point in the near future not be operating flights on behalf of American Eagle anymore.
Ready.
But that was American Eagle Flight 5805.
Hey, left, minus 48, only 41
A CRJ 900 ER. I know that regional airlines are having a hard time finding pilots, because their pilots are getting snatched away by the big airlines. Because pilots are quite in demand.
Good day.
There again is the East Tower of DFW with the skyline of Dallas in the background. As I was looking at our flight manifest earlier today,
Envoy 4190, 18 left, clear for takeoff on Aviation.
I did see that I can't remember if it was the Emirates flight or the Qatar flight from the Middle East is coming in a little early today, so We should be able to catch one of those planes before we go off the air at 9 o'clock Central Time here in the U.S. Get some more double barrel action there with Flight 4190 to Austin taking off, American Eagle, and Flight 4970 coming in from Laredo on a CRJ 700. Well, if you're a fan of the CRJ 700, and who isn't, got two of them coming in now. The first of which will be originating at Lake Charles, Louisiana, or that's where it took off from. And the second of which will be coming in from Brownsville in South Texas. Both of these are operated by SkyWest Airlines. MJ Scanlon Photography says Emirates 777 ETA 837. That's coming in nice and early. Cool. Our pal Epic Toast Man checks in. And you know, Epic Toast Man, I didn't realize you had started to do live streams as well. ETM is doing live streams from Love Field, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, so check out his fine work. And we cover the spectrum of age here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area as far as live plane spotting goes. We've got Epic Toastman, who's Epic Toastman, you'll have to favor us with your age, but I don't. You're pretty young, and we've also got OZ Gaming 9, who's 12, I think, who also does live streaming, and then you got me, who's older than dirt. So we've got all your bases covered here. That little Cessna Cargo Master is off on a cargo mission. I'm trying to see if I can find out where it is headed, but no destination is listed for that Cessna 208 B-Boy Super Cargo Master. But we can tell you this. 1995 is when it was built. And that incoming flight was the flight from Brownsville we had discussed earlier. But at this time, hey, we got some international action. Hey! It's Japan Airlines Flight 12 from Haneda Airport in Tokyo. Delta 787-9, and it's our next arrival on runway DFW.
Right, hold short of 18 left, Whiskey Foxtrot, Montex 666.
Clear to land, 18 right, hold short of Bravo.
And if Toastman corrects us, he is 11 years old, so he is doing quite well, and I commend him to you as fellow plane spotters. What a great hobby. Good morning to Bill Caldham in Arkansas. Hello, Bill. M.R. Rice was a fan of that landing. You have to wonder if, now that this kind of live online plane spotting has become a thing in so many airports around the world, if the pilots will go back and check out their handiwork after the plane lands. I know we had someone comment on our last stream saying that their mom is a pilot or on the flight crew of the 777 service that American Airlines operates between here and London Heathrow.
Departure, good day, Montex 666.
That was an A321 American Airlines Flight 204 coming in from Austin, Texas. Probably not the last one we'll see. And we're going to kind of swing over here to see if we can catch the final moments of this plane coming in from Buenos Aires. We will often see this plane coming in here on the west side, but today it's coming in on the east. Big 777. Its tail keeps us watching, although we're about to lose it here as it goes behind the terminal buildings. Yeah, that was kind of cool. You can see things are brightening up here just a bit. Let's see, when do we...
Hey, Al, hustle up, cross 18 right, 18 left, back Yankee, ground 1165 on top of the bridge, 16747.
Trying to see when we get daybreak here. Oh, and I'm looking at Flight Radar 24. It looks like the LaGuardia has now edged out LAX as the #1 destination from Dallas-Fort Worth. Kind of flops back and forth from what I've seen, but over the course of the next week there'll be more flights to LaGuardia than to DFW. I mean, than to LAX. All right, let's see what we got here. It's looking like an Embraer 175, yeah. There's that Japan Airlines flight still taxiing around down there. Headed for its spot at Terminal D. But that plane that just landed was coming in from Harlingen, Texas, on the border, the southern border. Epic Toastman says, my first live stream was really fun. I can see how you and other streamers enjoy this. Yeah, it is a fun thing to do. I was telling Mrs. Runway DFW that, you know, here you've got content, because, you know, YouTube needs content. People want to see content on their TV. And here it is all spread out in front of us. Great content with these big metal birds flying around. But it's still kind of hard to describe to some people what the attraction is of sitting around and watching planes landing and taking off. Or, as the case may be, fire trucks moving about. There you get a good look at Unit 21. And there in the background is Terminal D, the international terminal at DFW. Epic Toastman says, well, Walt, I gotta go. Big Geography B today for me, so I need to do that. Hope you have a good rest of your day. And Epic Toastman, ETM as I like to call him, I hope that your Geography B is a total success. Well, it certainly helps to know geography when you are plane spotting and seeing these planes coming in from airports all around the country and the world. JAL still waiting for its spot at Terminal D, I guess. Daniel Griffiths says, I like watching this channel. I've always been a watcher of this channel before. And keep up the good work. You're doing good work. Thank you, Daniel. That means a lot. There is a certain amount of work involved here. I got here an hour and a half early today because we've been having some issues with our connection. I now have 4 different ways to connect to the internet, and only one of them seems to be working right now. So I have to get with my provider to see if I can rectify that. Because I'm paying for a lot of bandwidth. Alrighty, here's American Airlines Flight 2677 coming in from Orlando. That's an Airbus A321.
Have 50 car, 18 left, press take off American 47.
See how things are going with this
On the west side.
this other MD-11 that's in our sights to our right here.
Short of 18 left on Gulf 8, American 2677.
Well, I see a cargo bay door open. I see a stairway to the cockpit, but I don't see any activity there. Where are all the peeps? Well, there's somebody over there on the
18 left line up the way, FW7.
couple of ground workers there with their yellow vests. And there, as we discussed earlier, is OZ Gaming 9. Good morning, Walt. Stopping by before school. Looks great. Thank you, OZ.
131, happy trails.
Been watching your streams from Love Field, which is a nice departure from all this DFW stuff. And OZ Gaming has a nice view, viewpoint to see all the activity at Love Field. So check out his fine work. And there you see some contrails in the sky.
RNF B518 left is clear to take off with Jet 307.
I've zoomed all the way in there and I can't really tell what we've got on there. Little business jet. We don't see too much general aviation activity here. There is a terminal for general aviation aircraft, business aircraft, over on the east side of the airport.
Or departure exit Jet 307, we'll see it.
Heather B says, Runway DFW, best streaming for sure. Well, thank you, Heather, for that kind endorsement. We do our best. We've got East Texas Aviation leaving us for now. Has to go to school. Have a good day, guys. Thank you for spending some of your preschool time with us. Yeah, we've got all the Dallas streamers here today, says Epic Toastman. Well, that's cool to have a nice variety, I think. I like that. I feel that competition is good. Makes us all better, and it also gives you, the viewer, more opportunities to see content from the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Flight Sim Explorations asks, any road shows planned this year, like back to Austin or perhaps an air show broadcast? You know, I'm not that keen on air shows. I mean, I appreciate them, but I don't know. I always get a... I mean, of course, we had that disaster here at a Dallas air show last year, and I just don't want to see anything ever like that. And sometimes it just seems too like an accident waiting to happen almost. I know that, you know, that doesn't always happen. But I think I'm going to be sticking to airports, regular airports. And yes, I would very much like to go back to Austin. Had a very nice time there. Their public relations department very welcoming to us. And probably when it gets a little warmer, maybe not in the summer, maybe in the spring. Spring sounds good. I'll make a road trip to Austin. There's a great viewing spot there up on one of their parking garages, and they got some interesting aircraft coming and going, so we'll be there again for sure. Next arrival is American Eagle 3888 coming in from Lexington. And there'll be an Embraer 175. And here it comes now. On Runway DFW. Thank you for hanging out with us today. Try turning on the autofocus. This, I guess it works. Yeah, I guess it works. When it's dark out, I have to use the manual focus. So we'll give the autofocus a try. We just had a new subscriber checking in. Who would that be? That would be Michael Simpson. So thanks, Michael Simpson. And before Michael, Dick Rex Winkle, and ETK, and Crimson Air, and Danny Smith, all new subscribers to the broadcast. Thank you so much. While we've been yakking away, there's another aircraft coming in. Did I miss it? No. Well, that's autofocus for you.
We're going to spot 138. High speed, we're going to cross 18 left Gulf 8.
Well, look what's happening there. We've got another pushback of another MD-11. That's what we like to see. This one's also going to Louisville. It's time to cue the sun here at Runway DFW.
Cross 18 left.
I'm going to say that autofocus is a failure. Autofocus is so taken for granted now. When I was a photojournalist back in the 1970s, that was not a feature of professional video cameras or film cameras for the most part. A-Bomb says 2022 saw a huge amount of new live spotting channels around the globe. What an amazing time we live in with this technology. Love what you are doing, Runway DFW. Thank you, A-Bomb. Yes, I have to say that I was inspired. Yeah, we're going to cut away here now for a Honolulu arrival. Board that dreamliner. Don't want to miss that. That was American flight number 102 coming in from Honolulu. 787-9. I can't believe that the Runway DFW satellite truck wants to get in the way of that shot. So now that the sun is up, we're going to get a lot of backlit shots here, but that's just the way it goes. So let's deviate here because we're getting another UPS plane arriving. From Austin, this 767. We see a dreamliner coming out of the hangar. $787-800.
cross 20 right, 20 left, contact 0.85, clear, American Boy, 0.
So there that goes, and
Yeah,
now
2079, monitor ground, 28.5.
let's see if we can figure out where this tri-jet is going. We did see one, the first one this morning, take off from the west side of the airport here.
Halfway, 18 left, 20.
It's not unusual, however, for the flight controllers to direct Louisville-bound flights over to the east side for takeoff. So we'll see what happens.
UPS 2751 heavy cross 20 right,
So I believe this flight has gotten the clearance to cross the runway. Cross 118 right. We say good morning to Craig Russell. Yet another 20th century aircraft. This is that 767 that came in, we saw arrive just a short time ago. Is this going to make a short... Yeah, looks like this is going to take off from the short T.
When I look, let's take off on that B part. Yes, 51.
I'm not a golfer. I know they used to call it the ladies' tee. You know, the tee that was set off a little ahead of the regular launching spot. So off to Louisville it goes. The second one we've seen. And there's still another one being loaded up over there, so maybe we'll see a third MD before the day concludes. Our day concludes anyway. Hey there, Chuck Tolsma. Howdy, y'all. Pleasure to see you here, Chuck. Chuck, as we always point out, is the person who introduced Kevin of Airline Videos Live to the deliciousness of Topo Chico carbonated water imported from Mexico. Scott Little says, hello, I'm watching from Incheon in South Korea. Well, you, Scott Little, are not too far away from my son, who lives in Seoul, lives and works in Seoul. I'll give him a plug. He works for nknews.org, which is a website that focuses on news and information from North Korea, although he works in South Korea. But my son has become very adept at interpreting satellite images. He's really good at that. And that's a primary way of finding out what's going on in North Korea, because, you know, obviously communications are pretty limited to that hermit kingdom. Now over there, I think we have a there it is, a Frontier flight. Can we make it out any better than that? This is off to Atlanta. And I don't know if we'll be able to make it out. It's got O'Malley the Mallard on its tail, but because it's so backlit, probably won't get to see very much of it. We have another UPS plane pushing back at this time. You cannot see it there, can you? But I will show that to you momentarily. It's a 757 headed to Ontario, California. But before we get to that, since we did have Luke Moulds in the house earlier, down in New Zealand, let us greet the arriving flight from Auckland. Almost a 13-hour, almost a, the flight time left me there. I think it's almost a 16-hour flight. I think it was 15 hours and 52 minutes, and then the time dropped off of the display on flight radar. And I think that came in on runway 18 left, I believe. Normally the flights come in on 18 right, but that changes sometimes. So that puts it just a few feet closer to Terminal D, where it will be letting its passengers stretch their legs. But yeah, that's a long flight. Heather B says, Runway DFW, thanks Walt and the best blue crew. It's now Wednesday morning here. Catch you all in the next stream. Stay safe and well. And Heather, I believe, was in, or is in, Australia. So, thanks for watching. Rainer Dunch is our newest subscriber to Runway DFW. Welcome, Rainer. Andy Taylor says, good morning, everyone. NOCO. And if that means Northern California, I hope you are safe and dry. Travis, Fort Lauderdale, USA, says, good morning, happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday to you. Got some double barrel action coming in over here. Well, one is coming and one is going. The one on the left is coming in. The one on the right is going off to Ontario. The one on the left came in from Houston, from Intercontinental. It's an Airbus A300. There you see in your shot at right now. So that's that, and then we've got this this 757. It's off to Ontario. And sometimes they'll let it take off right here on runway 18 right. We'll see what happens today.
EPS 2711, what's that for the left? Left 20 right, hold short 1 left, EPS 2711.
That sound you hear is the big A300 coming in.
On at the land, 1857, take off EPS 2711. Switch departure EPS 2711.
So that is where the A300 pulled in there, over on the left side of your screen. And it looks like we've got a momentary lull in the action here on the west side of DFW Airport.
We'd like to reverse course back down to the Alpha route.
We have our great moderator, A-list flyer Chris. Good morning, everyone. Just looked down upon DFW after leaving Dallas Love Field on my way to LAX. Wow. So we've got some high-flying streaming going on there. We welcome Dakota Steinert, who says good morning from Ohio. What part of Ohio are you coming at us from? The birds have arrived. The birds seem to have no problem alighting on the barbed wire seems to have no impact on them. I guess they just know where to put their little bird feet. BK says good morning. And Dakota clarifies the location as Central Ohio. I have more familiarity with Northeast Ohio, because that was the childhood home of Mrs. Runway DFW, so we spent many visits there. Greg Russell with a Dreamliner alert saying that 787-8 from Maui is just a few minutes out. And, yes, I see it now. Flight radar says 4 minutes. It looks like more than 4 minutes, but, you know, we'll go with what it says. But our next arrival will be flight 2342, American Airlines Airbus A321. This will be coming in from San Antonio, Texas. From that general direction. And you see the cars parked here at DFW Founders Plaza just before 8 o'clock here, local time, in the AM. And our friend and moderator Michelle R.S. says, oh, what a beautiful morning.
54 is Charlie 6. Cavalcade, cross 18 left, and then Foxtrot to the Alpha Bridge, American 2040.
Well, very nice to have you all with us. Let's do a little station identification, shall we?
We'll continue with our story following station identification.
Live from Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport in Texas, this is Runway DFW, in color.
Tuesday, January 10, 2023. That is the date. This is the place for DFW Airport action right here on Runway DFW. I didn't really mean to have that music continue to run, but I only have so many hands. All right, this is what I press next, right? And that concludes the musical section of Runway DFW. TriStar Darren says, I see 3 control towers at DFW. Question mark? Huge airport. It is. They like to say it's bigger than Manhattan. And you can see in that picture over on the right, I'll move camera 1 a little bit here. That is the West Tower there, which is operational. I don't even know if I can see the East Tower, because we're looking right into the sun now, but there is the East Tower, which is kind of the twin of the West Tower, and it's also operational. We have 2 operational towers here at the same time, simultaneously, because this is, of course, one of the world's busiest airports. Now there is, in addition to the East and West Towers, there's the original tower, the Central Tower, which you will see here. Now that is ready to go. It's got all the avionics and controls and the radios and everything needed to control flights here at DFW. But they don't use it. They use it for training right now, and they can press it into service. Again, it is possible to use it, but right now it's the East and West Towers because they've got the best view of the airport. Now, when I was talking to my friend Ian, who is one of the supervisors of the control towers, he was saying there has been some talk in the past of building a new tower, a new central tower, and that one would be much higher. I mean, at least the proposal was to build it much higher so that it could see over everything. And apparently that proposal is not an active one at the moment, at least as far as we know. And I would like to say hello to Austin Swafford. Hi, Austin. Good to see you here. Boeing 777 pilot says, hello from Australia, everyone. Wow, we've had a lot of people from Australia today. Well, here comes the Dreamliner from Maui, as promised. And those passengers are going to find some almost tropical weather here in North Texas for the next couple of days. We're up to 52 degrees Fahrenheit as the sun comes up here on a Tuesday morning. And there's Craig with the announcement of that aircraft. And once again, we're getting kind of a lull here. But looks like we've got something that's going to be taking off. If I can make it out as I squint into the sun. This should be American flight 1362, 737-800, which will be winging its way to the state capital of Texas, Austin. And yet we are looking pretty much right into the sun now, so Pen Huang says, have a great day, gotta get going. Pen, I'm glad you could spend a part of your day with Runway DFW.
When they left the takeoff, we're an American 1360. Good morning, American 135, April 1.
And off to Austin goes that aircraft.
Switch at 1360.
Diego Garcia says, hello everyone from Montreal, Canada. Love DFW, spend lots of time in training there as I used to be an American Airlines counter, then operations agent. Well, I hope it brings back fond memories for you. You probably didn't spend a lot of time over here at Founders Plaza, but glad we could give you a glimpse of your former digs. 757 Chip says good morning all, and we're happy to have you here as well.
Tower 5.7 back with you. Traffic off our right side, inside, maintaining visual. There, inside. One will proceed as requested. 5.7.
We got sight of him real quick before
There is the remaining MD-11 here at the UPS cargo facility getting loaded up. In it goes.
Back to the Echo southbound for bus line 7.
And And we've got, if it'll come up here, KAZ Films. Good morning and Happy New Year from Toronto. Another Canadian friend.
Okay.
A northern neighbor.
We can just keep going west out of your airspace, pipeline 7. Copy that. And following that will be westbound on the Charlie out of your airspace, pipeline 7.
And Michelle RS with a greeting to everyone. Hi, everyone. Here's a look at the wind conditions this morning. The wind's coming in from the southwest. As we look at the flags of Fort Worth and Dallas and Texas and the USA. And this is, we're looking to the north right now. Got our camera pointed all the way around. And that's looking to the south. What else do we have happening here at the big airport? Well, we've got American Flight 2853. This being A321, and this is going to Los Angeles. I'm having a hard time seeing it with my eyes, because again the sun is, well, as you can see, everything is backlit. So not the best situation for photography, to be honest, but
18 left, line for White American 2823.
there's also a Delta flight going to Salt Lake City over there in an Airbus A320. Thought I saw it. Oh, there it is.
Arnav Blair, 18 left, clear for takeoff, American 2853.
So the American flight to LAX is going to be going through our shot there. And the Delta flight will be going off to Salt Lake City shortly. So we had one Salt Lake viewer earlier riding a commuter train while watching Runway DFW. Had one of our mods on a plane headed to LAX. We've got Gerard over there in the Netherlands. We've got a viewer who was checking in from Japan. At least 2 or 3 Australian viewers. Luke Moulds down in New Zealand. So we've got people all over the place joining us this morning.
Take off 18 left, Arnav Blair, Delta.
Rob Blackman says, "Morning, Walt and gang."
Contact departure, American 2223, good day.
Boeing 777 pilot says, "I flew through DFW once as a stopover back in 2016. Would love to come back one day, both to visit the country again, but also to do some plane spotting."
We got a mistake, pipeline.
Well, this is a nice place to do plane spotting, I have to tell you that. It's
Any visual, pipeline.
Founders Plaza. is what it's called. It's free, it's a free parking area, and we can just hang out here and watch planes all the livelong day. Saying hello to Poet Rick from the cold woods of New England. Here's that Delta flight to Salt Lake City we saw just a few minutes ago. Lifting off. And where'd he go? S.A. Sherwood with the Toronto Blue Jays insignia says, good morning, Walt. Good morning, everyone. Are you joining us from Canada as well? There's an Embraer 175 touching down, American Eagle flight from a place which I will tell you about very shortly, from Dayton, Ohio. We don't often see the Dayton, Ohio planes landing over on this side. Well, it shouldn't be too long now before we get to see the Emirates flight coming in from the Middle East. See if I can see it on the radar yet. Not quite yet. It should be here within 15 or 20 minutes, at least as of last count. Comes what looks like an Airbus A319. And the point of origin of that particular plane was San Luis Potosí in Mexico. Boeing 777 pilot says, as we welcome Wills Cunningham as our newest subscriber, does Qantas still fly the Airbus A380 here? Or is it just the Dreamliners now? The main reason I had my stopover in DFW back in 2016 was so I could go on an A380. Well, Qantas suspended its A380 service to DFW with the start of the pandemic. And when they resumed service, yes, it was with a Dreamliner service from Sydney. Now, in the last month, I think it was the beginning of December, that Qantas initiated service to Melbourne from here at DFW. I think it's a 3 times a week service. but no 380s.
Cross, 18 left, hold short, 18 right, 662.
We get one 380 flight a day currently, and that is British Airways coming in from London. And that usually comes in the mid-afternoon. So we won't be seeing that on this broadcast because we will not be here. We'll be here for about another 40 minutes or so. And I just stay out here all day and shoot planes at you all day, but I got to go to my regular job. And I can work virtually, so all I got to do is pack everything up here, which takes about 20 or 30 minutes, and then head to the nearest Starbucks
Right, Charlie the ramp, local 662.
and start working.
Pipeline 7 westbound on the Charlie to leave your airspace. Appreciate that today. Yeah, we tried. Pipeline 7.
Well, that's the cargo activity over there at the A300, which came in earlier. Can't remember where that came in from. But we will now turn our attention to a flight coming in from Guadalajara. It's an American Airlines flight 1034. Guadalajara in Mexico. And if I didn't say so before, this is a 737-800. Well, we've got a parade of regional jets coming in, it looks like. The first of which will be another arrival from Mexico, from Chihuahua. American Eagle Flight 4945, CRJ 700. Behind that is an Embraer 175 from, where's that one from? Bentonville, Arkansas. And then behind that is an Embraer 175 from Columbia, Missouri. So there you see in the foreground the DFW Founders Plaza parking lot. Behind it is the rush hour traffic on Highway 114. Looks like it's moving. I'm still on the lookout for that Emirates plane, which is due in within the next few minutes. Robert Flenders says, good morning from Plano, Texas, not too far from these here parts. Boeing 777 pilot says, that's a shame about no longer getting the A380s, but I'm glad I've been able to go out on at least one. Same with the 747 before they were retired. Would definitely love to come down and meet you one day. Well, Boeing 777 pilot, I hope you can and you will, and I hope I get to visit Australia someday too. I would love that. Make the rounds of Australia, New Zealand. That would be pretty great. Well, back to cargo loading. And again, that is an MD-11, which is getting loaded up. Seen two of them take off over here on the west side this morning during this broadcast.
On that run through, pick off on the left, American 324. Get off with the 847. Runway 18 left, runway 35.
Well, starting to get to be the time of day when we get a lot of departures in the time leading up to 9 o'clock. There is American Eagle Flight 3571. It's an Embraer 175, and this one is bound for Harlingen, Texas. And Michelle says, woohoo, new subscriber alert.
I'll see you, American.
And our newest subscriber is Mikhail Alexander Makinohara Capistrano. Makinohara Capistrano. And we've also been subscribed to by Julius Visi and Lebez Smiths and Wills Cunningham and Freddie Portales and Raynard Dunch and Michael Simpson in the last hour. So I'd like to welcome you with open arms to our little plane spotting enterprise here. Wills Cunningham says, good morning, aviation family. Thanks for the DFW spotting this morning. I haven't seen live spotting here before. Well, we've been on the air here for more than a year now, although our streams are irregular. We usually try to come at you at least
3571.
twice a week. That's our goal. But we have to squeeze it in between our regular work and our duties as a grandfather and as a husband and as a horse owner. Got to take care of those horses. So lots of things on the agenda. Plus the airport is 50 miles away from where I live. So there's that too. But I'm always happy to be here and bringing you airplane footage that you like to see. I'm kind of squinting my eyes now to see what's on the horizon.
Buffet, cross 18 left, runway 3340 and 20.
Next to arrive will be a flight which took off in Denver, Colorado, the Mile High City. American Flight 2612. It'll be an Airbus A321. And we will see that shortly. Now you see a plane there. That is coming in on the east side, kind of far away. It's American Flight 1750 arriving from Cancun in Mexico. But here comes the flight from Denver. Oh, Gerard wants to know, how is Troy doing? Troy is one of our two horses. He had a pretty bad leg sprain, and you know, legs are pretty important to a horse as far as their mobility goes in their future. And he's shown some improvement, Troy has, so thank you for asking, Gerard.
And that's clear cross 18 left, American 2612.
Troy's got to spend more of his time in the stall though, because he's got to kind of rest up that leg. So his little brother Rain gets to hang out in the pasture. But that's the horse report. Here comes American Airlines Flight 2487 from Kansas City, Missouri. Still loading up that MD-11. Don't know if we'll see that take off this morning. Austin Swafford says, "Hi, Walt." Hello back to you, Austin. Chuck Tolsma says trying to get out to DFW on Saturday to spot if it's south flow. And of course we discussed that earlier. That is what we've got going today when the planes are landing from the north and taking off to the south. Like this one. And that's really the ideal situation here at Founders Plaza for plane spotters. Get a little closer to the action. Because in north flow, when the planes are operating in the other direction, they're actually touching down about 1.5 miles or 2 miles away from us. So we can see them, but it's not ideal. Boeing 777 pilot says, I would like to see Qantas add a route from DFW to Brisbane, as that's the nearest capital city to me, but I don't think they'd add one because it's not as big of a city as Sydney or Melbourne are. Well, I mean, it all just depends on the traffic, and you know, DFW is a big hub airport to leap off to all sorts of other places in the U.S. and Central America and South America. So, who's to say? Got two planes coming in pretty quick succession. According to the radar, one is coming in from this first one is an American Eagle flight from, where is this from? I believe that was from Midland, Texas. And it's going to be followed up by an American Airlines flight arriving. No, I was wrong about that.
555, 18 left, line up and wait.
What you just saw, I think, well, I don't know, I've kind of... Is my radar stopped? I can't tell. Yes, my connection to the internet has stopped on my flight radar. So let me see if I can find another place to connect here.
555, RNAV Laren, 18 left, clear for takeoff.
Please stand by.